welcome to the Rent Boys podcast. There ain't nothing going on with the Rent Boys podcast right now. My name is Alex Camp. Please like and subscribe now. Okay, support this channel. If you're new, get on there, subscribe. If you're a classic watcher, then like, you know, whatever, put a review down. This is Dom Hatton Woods over here, comedian.
Yes.
First. That's the main thing.
That's what we established last week.
Had nothing to do with golf or any of those
I'm a golfing
things.
In my bio on LinkedIn would be comedian / golf enthusiast.
Golf professional.
Enthusiast.
Why is it that the guy at the golf shop is called the professional?
Because he's a professional. He's a PGA professional.
But it's can't there be another professional? It's like the professional. There's one guy at this place who gets paid. That's it.
No, there's a head professional. As to is the head teacher, and then assistant professionals generally.
What if that PGA guy decides, I can't be asked, I'm actually making money from the PGA tour, I don't want to go and mess around at the shop?
No PGA pro head teacher makes money from the PGA tour.
So how are they a
you
PGA
don't have
pro?
Rory McIlroy fucking doing club fittings.
So how are they professional over everyone else then? How are they making money? They're getting paid by the fucking cafe.
No, it's called the Professional Golfers Association, and they're a PGA qualified teacher.
Oh, so there's a teacher.
Yeah.
So he's a teacher.
Yeah.
It's like if I'm an English professional. If I said I was an English professional between 2011 and 2019.
Yeah, as soon as you get paid to do something, to what I understand, you're a professional.
Yeah, but you wouldn't call yourself a professional. It's just weird to me that there's a guy who's not out playing golf for a living, but he's calling himself the professional. It's like, yeah, I'm the professional here, mate. That's me.
Who have
you lot, amateurs. Me, the professional. He's actually should be called the golf teacher.
Thing is, a lot of them do.
And the golf shop guy.
A lot of them do still play in low-level events, and they don't have an amateur status, so they can only pay as a professional. So they don't have a handicap anymore because they're a professional.
What they should be called is the golf failure.
What?
The golf failure, that's what they should be called. They should be called the guy who failed at golf and now he works in the shop and he teaches people how to play golf.
What golf professionals have you met?
No, I've called them up when previous jobs it's just something that I know about. I know about some of the parlance.
Golf lessons.
Sky Broadband.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I thought you were considering getting golf lessons.
No.
No.
If I did play golf, I'd work it out for myself.
Would you?
Yeah, I'd just work it out.
I was going to say, we should all go to the pitch and putt where I work for a day. That might be fun.
I mean, it could be fun. It would go against the aims and the ambitions that I have in not spending any more time with you guys than I need to. It's already way too much, frankly. But I wouldn't mind having to go on the old golf boy.
We had a lovely time last night, I thought.
We spent some time together last night, me, Dom, and Ethan, who's usually here.
Yeah,
if you're not a regular. He's usually here he's over there usually. But again, he's not here because he's changed his job and his brain is not powerful enough to register a change in schedule. It's going to take at least 2 months for him to get round to actually doing it. Last night we were like, hey, mate, we've got to do the podcast this week. He's like, I got work, mate. I got work.
That was mental, wasn't it?
We just need you to tell us when you're free and when you're able to do the podcast so that we can change the schedule. He's like, oh, mate, I'm not going to be able to do that. That's mad. Like, that just does me not. Like, how am I going to put that in me melon? Like, I'm never going to be able to sort that out, right?
Yeah, he wasn't liking it, was he?
So the idea of changing, just finding an hour in the week that's different to when we used to do it is going to take a while. Hopefully, this won't happen too often. Because I'm not carrying this podcast on my back.
It's not even an hour. It's like 30 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, messing about included.
Probably an hour, yeah. But yeah, that was mental. He wasn't appreciating that last night at all, was he?
Well, I mean, I didn't expect anything less from him.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's not talk about him.
Why not?
Because he's not here.
But we did that last time he wasn't here.
We talked about him for ages last time. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to give him the benefit of the
Well, we weren't
chat.
saying, it wasn't a benefit. We weren't saying that nice.
He's going to listen to this as well. As soon as it's out, he's going to listen.
Yeah.
Because he want to know what we said about him.
Yeah. Well,
I would actually rather just completely ignored him, but I mentioned him.
I don't know why. He's being very mean to me at the minute. I don't know why.
You're just in one of these funny moods that you get in every now and then, and I think it's like it's engendering it.
What? Because he thinks it's funny.
Yeah, I think he thinks it's funny, and like you're also just being like this kind of mischief character that you do every now and then.
Yeah, I do that.
And he's not having any of it.
No, he's not having any of it.
No, and nor am I, to be fair. But that's consistent.
Yeah, you've never had any of it.
I never have any of it whatsoever. I've never wanted any of it.
Yeah.
So it's very consistent. So anyone who watched the episode where Ethan and Dom tried to order a McDonald's and it got delivered to a different McDonald's when they thought it was coming to the house. Good news, we got them a McDonald's last night. All it took was for me to drive them there. And I didn't even have McDonald's, which is a very rare occurrence.
And quite a lot of guidance on your part of how to order it as well.
A lot of how to order, a lot of sorting a lot of things out, but we got these guys at McDonald's successfully.
He spent 20 quid on a McDonald's.
I said to him, you owe me 40 quid.
Yeah.
Why are you blatantly ordering too much McDonald's? And he couldn't finish it all.
Yeah, he couldn't finish it all. That's the interesting
And he ignored me and has still not paid me the money.
Oh, is he not?
As far as I know.
Yeah.
Unless he's in my Revolut right now.
What, he's in the Revolut?
He's in there like, mate, I've got your money, yeah? Safe. God, that Manc accent's getting better.
It is.
Finally. It's taken me 5 years nearly. Speaking of which,
Is that how long you've lived there?
4.5.
Wow.
Yeah, January will be 5.
How, what do you reckon?
I've made very little progress.
Have you?
Well, I'll tie this in with this story. So I DJ'd Carl Porter's wedding on the weekend. Very fun, very lovely occasion. Congratulations to Carl and Red. They're a wonderful couple. And I was very happy to do it. They were like, hey, maybe you could do it. We'll give you a bit of money. Saved them some money. I made some money. The music was better. They were very happy with what I played. I did think to myself, if it weren't for, because I was there the whole day, the ceremony, everything, but I was working. I was thinking if I wasn't doing this, I would probably just about miss the requirement to be invited.
Oh, you reckon that he wouldn't have invited you?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah.
But I just felt to myself like I may have just missed the level.
Well, you don't
of
do
getting
the
invited.
And Friends show, so I suppose you're
I
not a
don't do
friend.
any of the And Friends shows. Carl, it was Phil and James, Kieran and Ben were all in the actual ceremony.
Yeah.
Was someone else in there?
And you weren't.
But
no.
then in the evening, and there was some Melina and Anna Thomas were there. So we did the ceremony. Then a load of people came for the evening. Basically, everybody, all the Manchester comedians came, apart from
me.
you.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. This ties into what I'm saying. So they were all there. Tom Lawrenson was there, and Avaldis just came down, and loads of people. And it was really nice to see them. And everybody, I know all these guys. They're very friendly with all of them. Chatted, hello, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. Great time. And then the people were outside a lot because it was a lovely evening. And the next day, I saw loads of people post a picture. Kyle Legacy was also there. He was the first person I saw post it. It was a picture with like 30 of all the comedians. So these are the people I met when I first moved to Manchester. I was like, this is the crew I want to be a part of. All the comedians, successful people, great comics. It's like 30 of them. And I was inside DJing. But somebody could have got me. And I was like,
brutal.
I didn't make it into the photo.
No.
Savage. I was there.
Well, you were staff.
I was staff. I was cut down to staff level.
You were staff for
and
the
I
day.
was disconnected from the thing. But I thought, I've been here 5 years and I can't get into that gang
photo.
enough to be thought of to. We'll get Alex. He can step away from the decks for 1 minute. Yeah, of course I can. To go outside and take the picture. So I thought, you know what? Why bother?
What do you mean, why bother?
Why bother trying to be? I'm never going to be part of the gang. I'm too old, too sober, and
Well, at least you went.
whatever. But I went. There
At
were
least they
people
asked
who weren't
you.
even there.
You were actually paid to go, so technically professional.
I got the best. I didn't lose out on any money. I profited quite well.
A lot of people would have lost. Dan Tiernan would have come down from London.
Yeah, a
It's
lot of them
money.
came down from London. Hotels,
Hotels,
food, drinks. Expensive.
Expensive.
I, on the other hand, flush.
Yeah, flush. Making money. I drove home. I'm assuming.
I did. I drove home very late at night. Got back at like 2:30.
Fuck. Well, and they all booked hotels around where it was, did they?
Yeah, everybody stayed.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, in Blackpool, man.
You could have driven someone back.
I told everyone I was driving back, but at this point, everyone was still
pissed.
everyone there was staying. Do you know what I mean? I think they carried on, but everyone was drunk. But it was a great day. I don't want to seem like I didn't have a good time. I had a lovely time. There was a David Brent impersonator who was uncanny of The Office, all the stuff. He did all the impressions, like Gareth, all that business.
So at what point did your shift clock out?
1 a.m. was the end of the music. Went a little bit over. We went about 5 or 10 past 1.
He was like, I want you here from these times.
Yeah, they said it finishes at 1, which is late for a wedding. I've only ever done a couple of weddings in my life, DJing. That was, that's late, I'd say.
What time did you start?
I got there at 3:30 or 4 or something. Yeah, she wanted me to be ready to go by 4.
And they had the equipment for you?
But I didn't do much between 4 and 10, really. I had some playlists and I was kind of checking, making sure everything was all right. There was a Coldplay tribute band, brilliant. And I put playlists on, I ate, hung out with everyone. Do you know what I mean? I probably could have been more sociable, but I was like making sure that I had the songs right. I wanted to get it right.
So were you on the decks most of the time or not?
But for the last few hours, I was.
Because everyone was dancing and that.
Because that was my time. That was my time to actually DJ. Whereas before that, there was like things going on every time. So I kind of stood behind the decks, made sure that everything was right. But I could put playlists on and stuff. So it was easy.
I always thought I'd like DJ. I'll tell you why I thought that. Because when I was in Cavos, all the DJs would earn like £1,000 a week.
Yeah, but you can't just want it for the money. You don't know
Yeah, but
anything about music.
Yeah,
that's
but
the first thing you need to have.
I was going to book some DJ lessons. Is that a thing?
Yeah, you can get DJ lessons.
Yeah.
But they can't teach you knowing music and caring about music. That's the most important thing.
But do you reckon you could DJ like a nightclub?
I mean, I've DJed nightclubs before. I'm not very good at mixing and I don't really play dance music particularly. But yeah, I've DJed nightclubs, mostly in Brighton and in Tokyo.
So you just go from song to song? You don't
I can mix, but I'm just not like great at doing it. There's way different levels.
Yeah.
You know, I can obviously mix tunes together, but like if you want to be doing stuff and making it really, really smooth and putting different songs together that different genres, it's hard. I've never been bothered to do it. I spent my first half of my DJing life pissed out my head DJing.
So you forgot all the skills that you had.
And when I got sober, I was like, right, I'm going to DJ again. I kind of DJed sporadically while I was in Tokyo. Right, I'm going to do this. And I'd forgotten how to do it. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing if I'm not hammered. So it was one of them. But eventually I learned how to do it. And I'm okay. I'm okay now.
Okay.
I can handle it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I don't need to be good. I don't want to be a DJ.
Just doing weddings for comics that don't even like you. So.
Well, I do Swiftageddon and you can't mix that.
Yeah.
You can't mix the songs. So I just put the songs on and I make sure that it all works and that there's no mess ups and that everybody has a good time. It's more like you're kind of the chaperone of the evening and making sure that the music gets played.
Do you to make sure you like dance and you sing along and it looks like you're enjoying it?
Yeah.
Even at Kyle's wedding?
Not so much at Carl's wedding.
Why? Because no one was paying any attention to you.
I couldn't quite relax. Just because because it was such a nice evening, people go outside. And so it was never like a really, really great, like there was always people on the dance floor dancing. But when there's that, you've always got the pressure that if you drop a dud, then everyone's going to go. Plus, there's a list of songs they'd given me that they were like, these are the kind of songs we want to hear. And there were some particular ones they definitely wanted. So I had to make sure I played those. And then I was actually bouncing between my phone and my computer and like a load of different stuff because I didn't have everything on my computer. So it was never like relaxed.
Do you download the songs or do you rely on the Wi-Fi?
This is becoming just an interview about DJing now.
That's all right.
You want to download them all. I did not download everything. I was relying somewhat on the Wi-Fi. And sometimes I had to just play it on my phone. So I had my phone plugged in to something else. And I was, trying to get that right. And that's not easy because you don't want to fuck up, and you can't like look at your phone either because your phone's playing a song and you don't want to accidentally put on Instagram and have reels going or something.
Yeah.
And suddenly flick some porn on and be like, "Whoa."
That might get some people in.
Yeah, bring some people into the dance. Like, yeah, I heard you playing porn. Mate. Yeah, sick. What's that? What tune?
So your fear was that you'd play a shit song, everyone would leave, and then you failed.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a failure because you can't help that if there's not loads of people. That's the thing with weddings. Sometimes they go off, but most of the time they're actually really hard to get right. So what you want to do is you have to get the right mix of music that everyone can enjoy, but it's not really cheesy. Because the thing is, if you try and play to everybody, like you got the grandmas, you got the mums and dads,
There's
you got the
grandmas
kids
there.
and everything. There actually wasn't that many old people, and there was barely any kids at their wedding. But at a wedding, you might have people from little kids all the way up to old people. If you try and make all of them happy, you end up playing the most obvious cheesy tunes. That ends up turning a lot of people off because they don't want to hear that stuff. So you want to get the right thing that, you know what, the best songs, you might not know this, but Gypsy Kings, Bambaleo, Bambaleo, which they actually asked for. But that kind of thing, people don't know how much they love it, and you don't hear it that much. But then you play it, and it just goes off.
Goes off.
Goes off.
Yeah.
People loved it. They went off. But yeah, it's on a sunny night when people can go outside and you've got the beach next to you. It's hard to keep everybody in.
Yeah.
Plus, a lot of people go home at, like, I didn't really start going till about 10:30 after the tribute band had gone on. And by that point, a lot of people have left.
Well, I did a gig speaking of DJ, I did a gig in Stoke on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it was in the Regent Theatre, which is upstairs, overlooking the street of Stoke.
In Hanley, yeah, that part of Stoke.
Centre.
Yeah.
And then there was just this old bloke fucking DJing the street.
Really? How
As
old
if
was
it was
he?
like 70. As if it was like the strip of Ibiza. And obviously, that disrupted the show because it was so loud.
Oh, it was coming through into the
Yeah, and
venue?
I was leaving pauses, and then there'd be fucking Shakira. On
So
in the
anyway,
pauses.
my dad, yeah?
Yeah. Anyway, I did halfway through my set, I went, this is fucking annoying, isn't it? And I said something like, it's so loud, but have you seen him? He's so old, he probably doesn't think it's that loud. And then I called him a bad word.
No, don't repeat it.
No, I won't repeat it. But yeah, I've got, everyone loved it. Best part of my set, actually.
Did you call him a paedophile?
No.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, I should have done, actually.
That's your favourite thing.
I think it's funny to call people paedophiles.
Did I tell you about the time I got punched in the face by this young guy because I called him a paedophile?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was that?
It was before I did comedy. It was when I was in Brighton. I was really drunk with my mate. And he had a tendency to call people paedophiles. And it was just in my head. And I think this guy came along and asked us for a cigarette or something, or like he was talking to us. He was just a little chav kid. He was probably only like 17 or something. I shouldn't even admit this because it's really bad. He came along, we were hammered, and we just like, and he said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "You're a paedophile." And he just looked at me and just swung at me and hit me. I've still got the scar on my eye.
Really? A 17-year-old? How old were you?
I was like 26 or something.
Did you hit him back?
No, he ran off.
Oh,
But
did he?
literally, like, bang. I didn't fall or anything, but I was like, ow. And he was just disappeared. He was gone. And I think he must have had some history or something.
You reckon maybe he was just a twat?
Oh, he was a twat.
Yeah.
Of course.
Just, I don't know if
But
you
I
get
think he was
little...
wearing a ring or something, or he just got me right on my cheekbone there, or like around my eye socket. Because, it cut me. And I didn't do anything about it. And then...
You just carried on with the night?
Yeah.
Didn't go home or anything?
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I think probably. It was quite late.
Yeah.
We were just hanging around in Brighton.
It's not weird for you to go back to Brighton and not drink?
It was for a while.
Because that was probably your place of most alcohol.
Well, yeah, of
consumed.
course, yeah. It was for a while, but I've been back there so many times since that it's just, I don't have that worry anymore.
But you were at Brighton University, is that right?
University of Brighton, yeah.
Right.
That's right.
Didn't realise we were being so pedantic on the fucking
yeah.
word placement.
As opposed to Sussex, of course, which is the better university, arguably.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think about it now. All I go is I go there because I was there last week and I was like, why is everything so fucking small? All the roads are so narrow. There's so many cars parked on the side of the road. It is a nightmare. Like, you can't park anywhere. I paid $17.50 to park on someone's drive. You know you can do that now.
Really?
You can book someone's driveway
On an
to
app?
park. Yeah, on an app.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just parked in someone's drive.
For how long?
$17.50 for like 5 hours, 7 hours, something like that.
Brutal.
Yeah. Yeah, it was savage.
Yeah.
But it was cheaper than the car parks and stuff.
I think that's a big thing in London, which makes sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Well, Brighton's just as bad. There's residents parking everywhere, and it's like 9 till 8, and you can't find parking anywhere. And after hours, I went to park late at night in a resident space, and there was nothing. There was no spaces anywhere. This was not even in the centre. It was.
Also, do you pre-book the space?
Pre-book it.
Yeah. We should do that.
This is great chat, isn't it? We're always the episodes with just me and you is always just.
I enjoy it.
The most interesting parking chat.
We should open up our space for bookings.
No one's going to want it because you don't book it around here. Well, I did it in Blackpool when I did the wedding. Rocked up and it was a good space. It was only 5 minutes walk from the venue, but it was free parking on the street. I could have just parked on the street, so I ended up paying 10 quid or something to park on a driveway, and there was a fucking free space there on the street.
Do you do that a lot then? Do you, the driveway thing?
This is literally the first 2 times I've ever done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you're hooked.
No, I'm not hooked. I just thought it was suggested to me by the person whose wedding it was, by Carl's wife, Red. And I just thought, okay, I'll try that. Because I just figured Blackpool on a Saturday in a sunny day, it's going to be mega busy. There was no one about.
Really?
It was dead.
Maybe they're all going somewhere else.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe the people in Blackpool go somewhere else. It was a nice little street, actually, as well. It was like quite a nice, pleasant little area. If you just gone there and then walked to where their wedding was, you'd be like, Blackpool's all right. I don't know why everyone's giving it shit. But of course, that's not the full story with Blackpool, as we all know. 24 minutes we've done of this.
Are you hating it that much?
Talked about, no, I'm not hating it. It's just, I don't hate it at all. It's fine. It's just not the most interesting thing. Okay, let's go over a few, let's have a quick gripe.
Gripe of the week, gripe of the week, on the pipe of the week, it's the strike of the week, yeah, gripe of the week, gripe of the week, have a little bit of the gripe of the week now.
It's that catchy theme tune. I'm going to have to replace that because that was incredibly loud. So, my gripe is this week.
What's going on?
The house is all right. Nothing too bad, really. No issues particularly. You're asking me for too much help with women. That's the issue.
What do you mean? Last night I got a lady's phone number.
Yeah.
Which you witnessed.
Well, you actually gave her your number.
Fucking a legend.
Which I thought, me and Ethan both thought, hey, come on, that's not the same. But she did text you.
She did. And we're potentially meeting on...
What do you mean potentially?
Well, I mean, I text her the plan. But she might change her mind, mightn't she?
She might do, yeah. But the whole way throughout this whole text conversation and every detail about it, you've had to bring me on board for advice.
Look, man, you're probably the person I know that has the most success with women short term.
Listen to this.
Short
That's the
term.
closest I'm ever going to get to a compliment from this guy.
Short term. So why would I not ask? You're a good, we live together. You're one of the closest people in my life. Why would I not come to you? But you were there.
As soon as you've been on 2 dates with her, you're going to be like, I don't need your help anymore.
I'm fucking
You've
sorted,
come
mate.
to the end of your experience here. Yeah. Anything longer than that, I know you're going to fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, you think I won't need her help because I won't see her after 2 dates?
No, I think you'll be like, if I want to take it further than this, Alex isn't the right person to ask.
Right,
That's what I mean.
yeah.
It's like, look at his track record. Statistically, it's a big dip in quality here. But in the initial, because you said short term, the initial time, you're like, great, he's very successful.
Yeah,
guy.
and then if I ever want to end it, I'll come back to you.
You come back to
I'll
me.
come
It's
back
like
to
this.
you.
It's like, okay. The king of dumping. Well, that's fine. Okay, I won't gripe too much then.
No, you can gripe a bit more if you want.
No, I mean, that's it.
Yeah. My only gripe is that Ethan's being so mean to me. That's my gripe. Ethan's not here, so...
Stop being so
You're
annoying.
normally one that's mean.
Well, I'm trying not to be as mean.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh. Yeah, I think I've been... I got him referred that MMA thing to him, and then he just tells me he hates me.
You only referred that to him today, didn't you?
That was yesterday.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Maybe that should hate you for that. It could be an awful gig.
Yeah, but it's money.
Yeah.
Bit of
Money
cash.
is great. Okay. You got anything? You don't have a story, do you? That's a no.
No.
Okay, let's do some current events. Did you ever watch that post office show?
No. I
Okay,
don't know
next
anything
one.
about this.
You don't see the post office.
I've heard about it, but I don't know enough to have a conversation.
You could, but you can answer something about it, surely.
But I don't know anything about it.
You don't know anything about it.
No, I know that they deliver post.
That's what you know about the post office
From an office.
Yeah, but do you know what the TV show was about? The real life scandal that the TV show was
No.
based on. You don't.
Mm-mm.
So what happened was in real life, the post office installed new computer systems called the
Right.
Horizon system, and all these people who ran post offices, these postmasters, sub postmasters, they started like losing money at unexplainable reasons, and they were calling up saying like, "What's going on?" And the post office was saying, "It's your fault." They were blaming them, and then it turned out it was the computer system. And this lady, Paula Vennells, right there, she is. She's crying. Because she was the one who was like, no, it's not us, it's you. And now she's come out in an inquiry and she's like, actually, it was us.
Is she in trouble then?
Oh, yeah, she's in trouble for
Really?
sure. Oh, yeah. My mum was livid about it.
Yeah.
Because this show came out New Year's. What was it called? The Post Office versus Mr. Bates or something. And it was, my mum was like, you got to watch this show. It's unbelievable what they did to these sub postmasters, people running their businesses in the town, and they ruined it. And she was right. They did them dirty. And now I went to my mum's Facebook the other day just to look, and she had all these things on there like strip Paula Vennells of her OBE, like really angry articles. That
God, your
mum
mum's
was sending
turning
out.
into like a political activist.
Oh, she always has been.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just unfortunately not the best causes necessarily always.
Yeah.
Not necessarily that I agree with.
Just get her on the podcast.
Well, yeah. I mean, if she visits, she keeps threatening to visit.
Threatening.
She keeps threatening to come to Manchester.
Wish
Although I don't think she'd come here. They've never been... No, they came to Chawton once.
Wish my parents would threaten to visit.
Well, your dad was going to visit and then he didn't. That was a rough one. You were upset about. I would be glad if my mum decided not to come to Manchester.
Yeah, my dad's kind of cool.
Yeah, my mum's cool. My mum's all right.
Bit as well.
Well, my mum.
Yeah.
You don't know my mum.
You just don't know.
My mum and dad love Media City.
It's
That's where they always stay.
Beautiful place.
Do you think so?
I think so, yeah. To walk around it the first time is an experience.
Yeah, they love Media City.
Because it's Manchester's like, I love it, but it's a bit of a shithole. The
Do you
media,
reckon?
yeah, but Media City is very well kept. You're not seeing any homeless people in Media City. Let's put it that way.
It's definitely a fake place because if you go to Media City, you're going to see more hot women than you're going to see in Manchester town.
Ooh, maybe I should hang out in Media City more.
Because I feel like because they got the BBC there, there's a lot of people, actors, actresses, as you would say, presenteresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Women who work in media, generally nice looking ladies. They go to Media City.
Yeah.
And they stay wherever, they work there, and then they go back to London on Friday afternoon. So you get the Friday afternoon train to London. You also see loads of beautiful women on that.
Potentially
They're
famous.
not around in Manchester. They're just Media City based. Yeah.
I'm getting the Friday afternoon train
Get the Friday afternoon train.
to London. I'm going to London.
I'm telling you, you'll
next-
see some gorgeous women on that train. Probably some gorgeous men too. I wouldn't notice that because,
Not gay.
well, straight.
Yeah. I'm going to London in 2 weeks. It's going to be interesting.
You're going to take Ethan with you.
No, I'm going to do Vauxhall, but I'm staying
Big Belly Comedy Club.
I'm staying with a comic now, so that's going to be weird.
Who?
Kira Ball.
I got a funny story about Kira Ball.
Have you?
Well, it's not exactly a funny story as such as it is an unfunny story. Well, no, it's fine. So the first set I ever did, I did Comedy Virgins in the Cavendish Arms in Stockwell. Classic open mic. I went there just before I moved to Japan, a couple of months before I moved. I took a couple of friends with me, went there, drank like 6 pints before I went up. Went up with bollocks all material. 2 stories that ended up.
Did you bomb?
Oh yeah, of course I did.
Yeah.
Of course. I wasn't really prepared. I didn't really know what I was doing. I had no clue what was going on. I went up and I did this set. And I remember halfway through an act out.
About what?
About shitting myself at a music festival, which I thought would be a great bit for my first show. The lights went down because they turn the lights off and they play Will Young. Think you're going to leave right now.
Oh, when you've run out of time.
When you've run out of time. Yeah, when you go over 6 minutes.
Right.
They cut you off. So I remember on the floor doing a really involved act out about this camping thing, and then they turned it off. But the reason Curra Ball was there and doing a set, and afterwards I saw him at the bar and chatted to him, and he was like, oh, I'm guessing you've been doing it for a while. I was like, no, that's my first ever set. He's like, oh, really? Oh, you must have done some acting or something and feel like you seem comfortable on stage. It was that comment that gave me just a tiny bit of hope.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
It was him, I remember.
You should tell him that.
Well, I haven't bumped into him.
I'll tell him.
Tell him. You can tell him if you want, yeah. But yeah, it gave me this little glimmer of hope that I was like, okay, maybe that wasn't all that bad. So if you hate my comedy, blame Curra Ball.
Yeah.
Because he gave me the inkling of hope that I might be able to do it.
I saw you took your eggs.
I took my eggs.
Paid my debts.
Dom used 3 of my eggs without asking while I was in the other room. He bought new eggs.
I left them out and you just...
Left them out. I just picked them out quietly, put them in my egg box, put the eggs away. Didn't say anything. Just took them.
Yeah. Snidey bastard. Fair enough, but...
I need those eggs.
Yeah, man. You know, you...
I'm not against giving you the eggs.
You're struggling at the
but
minute.
3 eggs? Just took 3 eggs.
3 eggs is...
1 egg take, absolutely fine. 2 eggs, I get it. 3 eggs.
3 eggs is the amount of eggs you need for a good portion of scrambled eggs.
Yeah, but you have to replace those eggs.
I did.
I did.
Involuntarily, I replaced them.
You didn't try and replace them. And you probably would have done.
I would have done.
But I took it upon myself to get those eggs.
Yeah. Well, my egg debts have been paid.
Egg debts?
Egg debt.
Yeah. It's just funny to me. What else is going on? Any other bits of current affairs? I really want to be able to do this current affairs. You know, Vittorio Angeloni and Mike Rice, they're always talking about current things that are going on.
I'll tell you something that I think is a funny kind of current event.
What's going on right now? Tell me.
Well, I need to find the screenshots, so give me some time, please.
Well, okay. In that case, I'll fill the time by looking at some of the things that are going on. There's nothing. We'll just have to cut this bit out while you find your screenshots.
What I think is funny is how boring my hometown is, because
Yeovil,
because there's current. So the news, the news as a whole compared to the news where I'm from is very different. So if I look at the news as a whole, it's like missile attack was double defeat for Iran, says UK Foreign Secretary. That's pretty deep stuff. You've got some guy that losing an eye upsets me every day, and then in my hometown it says disruptive group removed from EasyJet flight. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, and why is that Yeovil news?
That's Bristol, Somerset.
That'd be Bristol Airport.
Be Bristol Airport, Somerset. Yeah, but who gives a fuck? But
there's always a disruptive group removed from a flight.
Yeah, but I just think there was a missile attack and then disruptive group.
Yeah, it's not exactly buzzing with news, is it?
No.
That's the thing. Every time I want to do news in this thing, I look at it and it's like, oh yeah, someone died in a plane turbulence at Singapore airport. It's like, I want to talk about that.
Why not? Let's talk about that.
No, someone died.
Yeah, everyone dies. We're all gonna die.
Do you ever think that you might die in turbulence on an airplane though?
No, I am pretty scared of flying though.
When was the last time you flew?
Berlin, October.
Yeah. That's not a scary one.
I don't really like it at all.
Flying? Why not?
No, I just find I love the landing process quite scary.
I've never got this. My brother doesn't like flying either, and we've taken numerous flights together as kids, you know. And he was always scared of flying. He was always made him uneasy, and he has to get like drugged up and all that before he goes. I am fine. I'm not, I see it as like better than not being on land.
Maybe it's because you're suicidal and you want your life to end.
It's like I just never question things that much. I don't know, things like that. I just never question them. I think actually I don't mind. If I went down in a plane crash, I'd be quite happy because it'd get in the news. That's all I want. I just fear that dying at some point, it's not going to be newsworthy for me. It's going to be like, man is dead.
Failed comic dies.
Yeah, exactly. Non-important.
Non-musical
comedian.
award winner.
Middle act.
Dies. Yeah, middle act, yeah.
Middle act is tragically dies.
Before ever doing the Frog and Bucket.
Yeah. Frog and Bucket said, we were going to book him.
But he's dead.
But he's dead now.
So never.
If he'd beat the frog before he died, maybe we'd have booked him.
Maybe he wouldn't have died.
Yeah. Maybe he would have lived.
Things would have been different for him.
Yeah. We would have had a bit more to live for.
Yeah. That would do, won't it?
Well, it's we got one more thing. A listener question. Let's play the tune.
Listener questions.
Sofa like this.
It's too quiet, if anything. Now.
Lean back.
So, we were asked by listener Sabina.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She said, what's the...
Your friend and mine.
Yeah. What's the most outlandish lie that you've told a woman to get in bed with her?
Yeah, this isn't going to look good for me.
Is it a bad one?
No, I just did it. I never did it that bad. I just did it a lot.
Don't say anything incriminating.
Well, I told women I was like a professional footballer and that.
Did you?
Yeah, probably.
Oh, no, probably.
Yeah, so I've taken so many drugs, I would just say anything.
Wow. But you don't look like a professional footballer.
Do
Actually, you
they-
kind of do. You could be like a low level.
You reckon?
Yeah.
But they were also fucked, so they're not going to question it.
Maybe in a way they were just kind of seeing like, what kind of lie is this guy going to come up with?
And then they'd ask what team I play for, and I'd just make up a team.
You don't know any teams.
I don't know any teams.
You got to think of a realistic team.
Because I couldn't say like Liverpool, could I? Or
Some
I couldn't.
women know all the teams because they want to marry a footballer.
Well, a lot of the time it was in Bristol, and I couldn't say Bristol because I knew that they'd probably know that. Well, I don't know.
You got to go for like Froome FC or something.
Yeah, I didn't think about it that much. I used to say, yeah, maybe not that much because I was a personal trainer. That was a pretty good thing to say.
I remember I was in Chicago and I'd gone out there thinking that I was going to meet loads of women, and I did not. And there was, I was out and I was very drunk, and I told a woman that I was, because the thing is I'd been there, I wasn't really doing anything. I was visiting my friend. I was out there for 2 months. It was winter. I was basically just drinking a lot. And I told this woman that I was a novelist.
Wow.
And I was working on a book. Yeah. I don't remember what I told her the book was about, but I was like, yeah, I'm working on this book. I've got decided to get away from everything, and work on this book. And again, I think it's the same. I don't think she would have even given a shit, but I think it was more for my benefit because I pretended that I was doing something worthwhile for a little bit,
But that's all right.
Because at the time I wasn't doing anything. I was working, saving money to move to Japan.
What do you mean at the time?
What do you mean?
What's changed?
Now at least I'm doing some gigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't even doing any gigs.
Oh, fuck.
This is pre-comedy, post-music. I was doing nothing.
Yeah.
So, I said I worked as a novelist. I think she probably didn't believe me.
Maybe she still thinks about it. She's like, where's this guy's novel?
She was an interior decorator. I remember she had great shelves. It was like, how do you make that shelf look like it's just floating on the wall? It's pretty good.
Cool.
Yeah. And she had loads of LaCroix.
Yeah.
Which is this sparkling water drink. Really nice.
Did you hang her curtains?
Baby reindeer.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And kind of interior design related, I suppose. Curtains.
Yeah.
Hanging. Then.
Yeah, that's good. We'll leave it on that.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah, get on there, like and subscribe.
Bye.